Are we on? Are we on? Welcome to Basketball Heads Live. I am your host, Glenn Poole Harding. Tonight's episode is dedicated to my God's son, Antoine Lewis, his son, King Twan. We're going to dedicate the show tonight to him. My guy Antoine lost his son 2020, and they celebrated his life last week in the King Twan basketball memorial event that took place in New Rochelle, Lincoln Park. So salute to the whole Lewis family, and let us start with the show. All right. This basketball head was a major part of one of the greatest high school basketball teams in New York City history, in Alexander Hamilton. Alexander Hamilton was the first team to be nationally televised on CBS. That was against Benjamin Franklin High School in Philadelphia. This basketball head also comes from one of the greatest basketball families in New York City, as well as playing for one of the greatest high school, let's just say greatest coaches, because he coached on every level except the pro level, I think. New York City legend, Coach Raymond Haskins. After high school, this basketball head attended Northeastern Oklahoma JUCO from 1981 to 1982 before transferring to Long Island University, where he became one of the greatest players in school's history, averaging 18 points, 13 rebounds, ending his career with 1,413 points and 1,013 rebounds to go along with 291 blocks in only 3 years. Once his college career was over, this basketball head was drafted in the second round to the Utah Jazz. He also played for the hometown New York Knicks before enjoying a 9-year overseas pro career. So, without further ado, help me welcome to the show, Alexander Hamilton High School great and Long Island University legend, Carey Scurry.
Y'all ready? Yes. You have just stepped out into the world of chaos, where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Or go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. East Coast. Go hard. West Coast. Go hard. Midwest. Go hard. 30. Hurry up, everybody. Get online, buy your tickets, cause the game about to start.
What's going on, man?
All right, my brother. Everything's good.
No doubt, man. First of all, I want to say thank you for coming on the show and appreciate, you sharing your story tonight. I see in the background you got the poster for I think that's a book that you're writing. Are you coming out with?
Right. It'll be out soon in 6 or 7 months. But hopefully early next summer.
Got you,
There's
man.
A couple of complications about it. They wanted to expand it. Movie, something like that come behind it.
Whoa.
But thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me. It's been long demanding.
That's right. We were supposed to do this a while ago, man. So want to make sure we do it right, man. I want to jump right into this, man, and ask you, who introduced you to the game?
My brother Dale. We were shorter, man. See, I have 6 brothers and 3 sisters, so 9 altogether. And he wanted to get in this competition with the neighborhood guys. Mostly Spanish, a few black families in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. The Russell Davis family, Clarence Thornton, a lot of cats that you guys probably know became successful. And he was shorter man. I was just flying birds and riding, fixing bikes, and 6'8" guy fixing bikes and flying birds. I wasn't too interested in basketball. But Dale started me out. He told me, we need you in the park. I came along. He kind of forced me. So I went, as a matter of fact, he promised me some cookies, so I came along. I was 14 at that time.
Wow.
14, 6'5", something like that.
Man.
And he just told me to stay in the middle, and I just stay in the middle. Whoever comes in the middle, just block their shot or just keep your hands up. And I liked it. I gravitated to it. I liked it, and that was it. And I just caught the basketball fever.
Wow. Man, you come from, one of the greatest basketball families in Brooklyn, and not just in Brooklyn, New York City, because all of you guys play ball. You guys made your own way, had your own reputations, and did your own thing, man. So what was it like coming up with all the ballers, man, and your family stacked it where it was?
I thank you for that. I got to give, some tribute to Mom, that structure she had. Because the streets was not too far removed from us. A lot of guys fell by the wayside when heroin at the 70s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. She kept us tight. We had curfews like that. So, it was just, we found it. Dale found the basketball towing down the line. That wasn't none of our futures, until we moved to Bedford-Stuyvesant, and we had the King family, the Williams family, the Davis family, the White family, so we had so many families that was in competition that way, not as individuals. Poppy Baldwin, and Mimi and Shug, these guys, was connected with the Simmons family. So a lot of families that was in competition, that it was, and we all dated each other's sisters. So it was a family thing that started everything out. It was love of the game because, there was no fights. It was always a picnic after or some type of backyard party. There wasn't nothing really, we took care of each other. Clifton Place was a very good block, a family-oriented block. Clifton and Nostrand.
Yeah.
And not to remind you, and Biggie, Lil' Kim, Jay-Z all walked these streets.
That's right.
That's right. Just to name a few. Big Guy Kane, Dana Dane, a lot of them walked the same streets. So you got a lot of successful people, and not just families, but just individuals. You got Richard Green, you got Robert Carnegie. You got a lot of people come from these neighborhoods. And black-owned businesses like Shirley Cleaners on Quincy and my sister, Linda, she played a big role in my life. My grades was falling, and she just picked me up and encouraged me. And I went to automotive high school. My grades was doing bad, so they transferred me to Alexander Hamilton. And that's where it all happened. But I want to say something about this picture you posted up. In that picture with me, that was in Barcelona, Spain. Just for that, the basketball head fans know, that was that picture right there was the beginning of my Hoops of Journey redemption. After that game, I went out and had a couple of drinking drivers, and then the car accident happened in Barcelona, Spain. However, before that, I played against George Iceman Gervin. That game, right after that game, I never made it home. So we won that game. I was the best player of that game, dropped 42, dropped 41. And I never made it home. So that picture meant a lot to me. I was like, wow, it brought back memories. So I wanted basketball head fans to know that picture right there was the beginning of a Hoops' journey. My life just took a big turn, a big U-turn.
Wow, man. And it seemed like, you kind of want to thank me for doing my homework. Let me stop.
Yeah. Thank you, man. I need that. Did you know that?
Come on, man. This is what we do, man. That's all the basketball heads, man. That's right. That
was a tough picture right there. That picture, just to go celebrate, man. And just to go out and celebrate. I was homesick a little bit, but and I'm here talking to you. Give thanks to God. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to tell my story to the wannabe Michael Jordans, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Steph Curry's, the Luka Doncic's. Read my book. The story is for all these, guys that's, I started to become arrogant, started to be up here, and forget where I came from. self-sufficient. No, I'm not self-sufficient.
Wow.
You know,
that's deep, man. That's deep, man. So a lot of guys not in your position to even, admit that. You know what I mean? So appreciate you for being honest, man.
Yeah,
so tell me, man, what when did you realize Alexander Hamilton is going to be the place for you? Because if you look at the Scurry family, a lot of y'all went to trade schools. Moses went to Eli Whitney. Will went to Grady. You know what I'm saying? It's like you went to automotive. Like, did mom push you guys to doing that?
No, she from the South. She didn't think nothing about no basketball. What is that? You better go get you a job. So we were looking at jobs. The average job, the average guy. Go to work in the morning. We wasn't thinking about no basketball, but somebody said, I think it was Frank Mickens. Dale had coach Frank Mickens from Boys High. So you got to tell me. Matter of fact, Artie Wattell, my sister from LIU, Mr. Artie Wattell kept connecting with our family. He saw some promise that we didn't see. You know what I'm saying? So in 1 year, from like I said before, my sister saw I had troubles in automotive high school, and they wanted me. Matter of fact, Frank Mickens turned me down.
Wow.
Alexander Hamilton, I think you should go to Hayham. These are the throwaways, quote unquote. These are the Bowie Street boys, But Ray Haskins took me within 1 year. I was in Alexander for 1 year, 6 months, the school term.
Right.
1 year, and turned my whole life around. Wow. I had no skills. Dale just told me one thing to stay in the middle, and that was it. Ray defined me, coaching me, molded me. I played behind Jerry Reynolds, Andre Irvin, and Beadle Washington, Darnell Williams, and I played a role. And coach left me alone with that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't too much pressure on me. I kept fouling out because I kept trying to block everything, but then Lloyd from St. John's Rec said, "Carey, take offensive foul." We was playing on television, national TV or Channel 2 in Philly. And I started taking offensive foul ever since, I stayed in the game. I wanted to play a lot, but, I had to wait my turn. I wanted to be a part of the glory, the real glory. So there's a lot of pictures. My head was down a lot, some pictures, but I don't think I deserved anything. But I look back, we all won that. No one was a loser. Everybody won that day. We lost against Chris Mullins in the state championship, but
yeah, Ice came on and talked about that. Like, he said, man, Chris, he said them guys was connected from all angles that night, man. And Ice broke his ankle right before the game, correct?
I think he did, kind of like twisted it real bad, and he kind of like was not himself that night. I can recall that, and I had to step up. That right, you're right. I had to step up. And then we talked about a few, but Chris Mullins, man, he saw that I was not right, and he just took advantage of that, in slow-mo. I think he was very slow, poised, and just did it, But we was there. We all won that year. No one was the loser. Everybody won. Everybody got drafted. McCready, Chris Mullins, everybody was successful.
What was it like being part of the first high school basketball team to be televised nationally? Like, this has never happened before. This is before ESPN. This is before all of that, the sports channels, all of that was going on. It happened while you guys was in high school.
That was amazing because I think Coach was trying to just doing his homework. And we met Billy Cunningham. I think Billy Cunningham was from Brooklyn somewhere, so he gave us Frank Layden gave me my shot. So the Brooklyn Knights, they help each other. You know what I'm saying? So he saw that, and we was just forcing record with a team that looked like a pro team or an elite college team, well disciplined. We had to wear shirt and ties to the game, so they couldn't deny us that. But it was amazing though to be on TV and just my first year playing ball, and they all just this whole light just shined on me. Man, I was in the middle of the court, just looking around and just absorbing all of it in, man. And we won.
Yeah,
we won that game.
The game is on YouTube until like the last couple of minutes of the fourth quarter when it really started getting good. Wow. And whoever put it up there probably was for Philadelphia, and they didn't want the game, to show that
and
Alexander Hamilton won.
You know, and to add something else to that story that's part of my success, man, was Dr. J. I had tendonitis in my knees, you know, and a little bit. And I just asked him, how did he jump so high? How did he, you know, what did he do? He just put cookies in your shoes. Not literally cookies, but this is an arch support. So my arch is like, you know, and I was like, run up my tenement building in 340 Clifton Place, 4 flights, on my tippy toes, running up and down. So I wore these for like a year or two, and I just started to jump. So, but I had to learn the technique in jumping. You know, I had a quick jump, but I had to time it. Because Sam Worthington was like, you know, give me a head fake, I would just take off and you'd be stuck in the air. So I had to learn the technique of jumping, when to jump, how to jump, you know, and where to jump, because, you know, it was a technique. So I learned that not only on offense, dunking on guys, but on defense, getting position, knowing when the ball would come off and becoming the second or tying the league in the nation with Akeem Olajuwon in rebounds. So a lot of things benefited me from asking the question, wanting to learn the game. And Dr. J was at my disposal at the game. So I met him, and it was great, man. It was great. It was really great. I thanked him. I was in the Big Three, and I thanked him. I took a picture with him. I thanked him. And he remembered me, so that was pretty good. Him and Reggie Theus and Michael Cooper. They said, I remember you. So I was the guy that was all over the court, you know, saying, trying to get recognized, you know, and being grateful, you know.
No, that's awesome. Going back to that Zavarian Alexander Hamilton State Championship, my guy Eric Kennedy said Chris Muller had 37 points, 19 rebounds that game. Oh, that's crazy.
He could have more. Because I'm saying he's well groomed. His father, he had brothers, so he came from a family himself that was groomed.
The Muller family. Again, another great basketball family. The Muller family.
He had brothers that was nice too.
Yeah.
You know, his father groomed him, a very good kid. Chris Muller's a very good, you know, person off the court, whether he's on the court. He's just great, man. Nice guy, humble guy. You know, he worked hard like everybody else worked hard. And then, to be honest with you, a white guy.
That's right. That's right.
And he
had brother swag. He had brother swag.
Yo, but Chris Muller made us believers, the brothers believers, because there was no one else came out. Today now we got Tom Chambers, Danny Fred, we got other cats that was, you know, saying that had swag, but Chris Muller started that. He was able to walk through the hood up in Queens and around, you know, so he was accepted. He earned his, you know. But Louis had this hidden. I don't know how can I say it with all due respect, respectfully. What is this white guy was trying to beat me? You know what I'm saying? It was like in boxing, well, but he held his. He held his. You know, he held his, man.
Man, that's dope.
The official 39, 40 points guy was his. No help. He did it straight up against Jerry Ice, 6'8". I'm 6'8". Andre Irvin jumped out the gym. Beetle ordinary just Beetle just a bug. You know, we had a lot of Ed Davender, rest in peace. KK Wood, Gunner. We had a stacked team, and Chris Muller, walked through us, man.
Wow. Your brother Paul's in the building. What up, Paul? Paul's always on the check-in.
we gotta go support my brother. I gotta get out there. So I'm thinking his legal business so I can be out there to support my brother, because we got a lot of kids that need that type of guidance. I'm gonna tell you something, brother. These kids don't have no structure or the discipline or the basic fundamentals of the game. I'm just seeing them running over. I was in zone 6 and sided a few places that I go. Like these kids, I need to step my game up and be out there and coach them and teach them. I will be available just from now on, because I have to take care of some unfinished business. You know, so I'm available, man.
No doubt. We're going to definitely appreciate that. My guy, Tom Rivero said, did you have battles against World Be Free and Vinny Microwave Johnson, who also was in the Brooklyn Leagues?
Yes, I did. These guys could turn it up on you. I was young. Wilbur Free, they saw promise in me, like Marvin Webster. You know, hey, young fella, Darryl Dawkins. They seen it. Magic Johnson. I went to All-Star game on Father's Day in D.C. You know, Uwe Blob, these Gene Banks and Earl Currington and Dominique Wilkins, Isaiah Thomas. So they saw young guys coming, you know, 6'8", moving like magic to pass and run and fill the lane like small forwards and forwards. So they seen that, you know, and they grew me along the way. They grew me. They didn't really abuse me. I wasn't, excuse me, I wasn't an asshole. I was a humble kid, and they took time out for me, man. I think all these guys, Magic, and I think all these guys, man. I like to play against Magic. We played chess against each other. When the Utah played the Lakers, we had about 20.
Wow.
The Magic said something to AC Green of James Worthy, and they just came back and beat us by 10. We had about 20 in the third and fourth quarter. And I saw him, I was watching Magic, and I was like listening to him. He caught me sneaking in there listening to him. And I kind of conveyed a message to Karl Malone and Thurl Bailey, but it was James Worthy and AC Green and Perkins was too much for them. Magic was, he's the science of the game. Him, Bird, only a few people I can say knew the science of the game. Michael Jordan didn't have it. He just pure talent. But the brains, Magic had it. Reggie Theus, Derek Harper, just to name a few. Bird had it. You know, the insight. You know, I learned a lot from him. I always wanted to learn that part of the game. Timmy Vincent was one who started Scientology. He was the first one from Brooklyn who started to understand the science of the game, the parental vision, the weak side help. You know what I mean? These things, a lot of people don't teach this part of the game no more. I don't see it. Jerry Sloan was my best instructor. He taught me that game. And I became the defense second on the second defense team, you know, in the NBA with Manute Bol, Mark Eaton, Kevin Ducksworth, Alton Lister, a lot of big guys. I'm in there. Me, 6'7" guys, 6'8" guy, the second best team in NBA. Wow. So that showed a lot that I listened. You know, listening, you know, and a lot of kids, they know it all. You can't tell me anything, but my era was different. You know, you had these type of guys took time out for you. And I think, rest in peace, Darryl Dawkins. He really gave me a lot of insight. You know, that was my name until Jeff Wilkins changed it. It was a young fella. Marvin Webster was calling me that. You know, so until he changed it to Dog.
Because you got out there, you know, you started out as, you know, a guy who would just, you know, get rebounds and block shots, whatever, and then you met Coach Haskins and he kind of developed your game. And, you know, I remember him telling me, you know, he wanted to make you guys guards and small forwards and give you all the skills so you guys could play at the next level. How important was that for Coach Haskins giving you those skills or teaching you those skills?
Wow, that's a good question. You know what? And only what I can see, the game was changing. The game was changing with bigger guards. You know, we have Magic. He started the 6'8" guard. And then everybody else was like a Tony Parker, John Stockton, Isaac Thomas. These guys were 6 feet. Kelvin Upshaw, these guys were 6 feet. You know, and the guards were starting to evolve. Paul Pressey was 6'7". Reggie Theus, like in 6'8". You know, so Magic opened that trend up. And players, and he saw the game developing, ice, bring the ball up. Carey, bring the ball. You can't bring it up, but give it up, you know. And he gave us the liberty to be free, not to restrict us, to be tight. He allowed us to be ourselves and learn us and saw the weaknesses, saw the strengths, and he brought it out. You know, and again, like I said, he took me 6 months. 6 months. I just played ball 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah, I went to the league. I went to everything. So I had a dream, you know, to go to the NBA, to be a high school star, college star, NBA star, and Hall of Fame. I tell the youth, man, I know everybody have a dream. You have a dream, you know, but what I mixed with my dream was something that was deadly and that stopped growing at the time. So I always tell the kids, drugs in all dreams. When you use drug, you're dead. Spelled dead, D-E-A-D. Drugs in all dreams, and they resonate through their minds. And our kids go, Coach, I'm doing good in school now. I'm doing better now. They learn a lot. So that right there, my dream, stagnated my growth and development. And I'm here to tell the kids today, just say no. If your friend try to offer you something, he's not your friend, stay with him, and you can go a long way. There's a whole life ahead of you. And I did that. I blame a lot of people. I did that. Coaching, my mother didn't raise me like that. Or coaching tells us that. Kept us away from that type of stuff to this day. So that I take ownership of. But other than that, these guys gave me the chance of a lifetime, like yourself. This opportunity to share my story, and hopefully these kids, you listen to it and heed to it, and don't go down the same road a lot of us took. I'm trying to get Richie Adams, man, to come out of wherever he's at.
Man, that would be awesome. Can we get some more light in your room? Because I think it's getting dark where you at.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a lot better.
Yeah.
And I want them to see that Houston's journey behind you, man. That looks awesome right there. Yeah. So who was the best player? Who was the best player? No, excuse me. You wanted to say something?
No, I was just Richie Adams, Kevin Williams, and a few players, man, that I want to bring on.
Kevin Williams mad at me right now. He mad at me right now.
He ain't got no right to be mad at nobody. He should come on and just stop it. This is serious. What you're doing is serious, man. Youth need it.
Yeah.
It's in the platform you're using. Because
one day I described a story when I was a kid at City College watching them play against Sam Worthing, and he told me what I said was wrong, and I said a lot of times, me as a ball player, I know this is true, that people remember things about me that I don't remember because I was in the action.
That's a fact.
When you're in the action, it's hard for you to remember everything. So you can remember one thing one way, and somebody who was watching you was a fan and looking at you is going to see it a whole different way. And I think he took that personal, and I didn't mean any harm by it. But I've been telling the same story since I was a kid, since 1985.
And what's wrong with that? That's some people to this day. I'm gonna keep it real with you, brother. You know what I'm saying? To this day, people are betting on me. Like, okay, let's see how long Carey will stay. That's just a fact. People remember the bad thing. You know what I'm saying? The problem is when they stop talking about dude, that's the problem. And that was I was afraid to let go because I didn't want are people not gonna remember me? You see what I'm saying? What happens to us? That state of mind when we get to another level, we above the law, we above life. No. So I'm back down to reality. I'm back home now. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the limousine, don't have the women of jewelry to go. Now I'm back to reality now. Kids can touch me and talk to me. To jump down, you got JGs and they got these security around them. Or they got these, you can't touch them. You won't be able to talk to them. And I appreciate Carmelo Anthony. He comes around, he's in zone 6, and let people touch him and communicate with him. Because we came from these streets. We came from you guys made us. Soul in the Hole, 270, Sullivan Smith tournament, the Brevoy tournament.
That's right. Let them know. Hold on, fuck that. Cause you mentioned, you touched a sore spot right there. What was it like playing the Brevoy in the 70s? Like, what was it like playing?
Man, we had players that were shamed the NBA players. You see, that's when it became political to me because that was the original Soul in the Hole. Brevoy. That hole right there, a lot of people, they don't really big that up, but Brevoy needed to get honored in some type of Hall of Fame because that place was the place, it was the fans were, I was from Fulton Street to Rockaway, it was just, you got Black that came out with his Suge. We got these guys that was Secret Weapon. We had a lot of players, Dancing Harry. We got a lot of players, man, that came out of there supposed to be in the league, man. I guess, the old saying, well, I make more money in the street than in the league. So then again, I guess they can take that statement back. A lot of cats think that. So we give them big ups to those who are still with us and those who are, rest in peace, those who are not. Great ball players. JR,
your brother said, what about the team That was Uptown, the Uptown team. Said, ask him about that Uptown team.
Those things was wow.
He
We
said,
was talking about head.
he said with the bunny suits. Paul said with the bunny suits. Because Fred Myers is, Fred Brown was talking about this story the other night. And he said, that they had women with bunny suits at the game.
Oh yeah, they brung it. Richie Adams, Detroit Truesdale, Cornbread, Burt, Walter Berry. They had a Pookie Wilson. They had a crew. We was going toe to toe. We won with that. It was clean, and then the crowd was booing. No one threatened them, and it was just the Southern Swift, another one, man. These are documented games that we should have on film for people to see. These are classics. These are really classic.
And they rock, right? And they rock.
We had Paul Harrod Scurry, Dale Dangerous Scurry, Carey Scurry, we got Pete Edwards. We had brought in Harry, Dancing Harry. We had Kurt Sumter, rest in peace. We had Kurt Hudson, rest in peace. We had Suge. We had Black. We got the Secret Weapon. We had a lot of players, and they came with it, man. They was a force to be reckoned with. They had the Uptown crew. They had they had the whole Uptown. They had money on the game.
Yeah.
This is real, man. This is real, man. These games should be recorded. Like it was no type of technology we had then for somebody that recorded the games. We had Betamax, we had VCRs, so we really had nothing to record these games. These games would be classics.
Yeah, come through Thursday. We have the All-Star game in Brevard. I saw Pete Edwards, Secret Weapon, who you talking about. He said he's going to come through on Thursday as well. So that, I think that
man, I got to see. I haven't seen him in a while. I got to see.
Come through Thursday in Brevard. All right.
What time? What time would that be?
We have 3 games. 3 games in a 3-point contest and a dunk contest. So
Okay.
It'll be dope if you come by and be one of the judges. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be great. I want to talk to the kids, man. Tell them about just the dreams they have, the aspirations they have, man. And then what can to their goals and what can stagnate their growth and development, man. They need to hear that, man. From somebody that from the same streets, the same hood they from.
Well, we'll definitely set it up one day where you can do that. But just try to come through Thursday, and if we got some time to do it, then we will. But if not, we'll set it off another.
Yeah, I did, Judge. Yeah.
All right. Eric Kennedy said, "I remember an All-Star game in the summer. Carey just got drafted and stole the show, outplaying Magic and a lot of other stars. Isaiah Thomas dunked on Earl Cureton in that game."
Yeah. That was the All-Star game we had in DC.
Facts.
I was on the East. And that was another chance I got, man. They put me in. It was great, man. Magic grabbed me one time because now it was All-Star games didn't but show. So I'm gonna block everything. So Dummy Wilkins got the ball. He wanted to go down and wanted to dunk it. So I'm taking off trying to catch his dunk. Magic grabbed me. I said, "What you got me for?" I didn't say nothing to him. I knew it was. This is the show, young fella. Just let him do his little rock the cradle, So he did it. I said, "I understand. I got it now. I got it." So it's a show, but I had to, establish myself because I'm going to Utah, and I had to make the team. I was like a no make good contract for $70,000. If I made the team, it's good. If I didn't make it, it wasn't good. I come from a small school, so I had to really work twice as hard. And I was the last guy. I seen everybody going at the back door. And Jerry Sohn just spent a lot of time with me. I said, this means something. And I signed. The following year, I signed a multi-million-dollar contract. But there was one problem I had. I wanted to show out in New York when Rick Pitino was the coach. And I wanted to play. And he didn't play me that game. I was crushed, man. I was like, wow. But I didn't see it. I sat there, everybody was calling Frank Lane all kind of names behind the bench. And I was like, Any rock people came, they wanted to see me, family, and I just calm down, be behind me. But we go to Milwaukee, he plays me. I dropped 22 against Milwaukee Bucks. I'm like, why? He tried to explain himself. Scary, I didn't want you to get too excited and hurt yourself. I didn't hurt myself. Anyway, it's okay, coach. It's okay. And I didn't really. I started to lose interest in Utah. They brought in Dale Curry, and I started to. Ricky Green told me when things like that happened, there's going to be a trade to come up, but I wasn't in the trade. We got Carey Scurry, Dale Curry with the Cleveland. We got Carey Scurry for Agent Danny with the Detroit, and then Jeff Cook, Iron came. So it was just I didn't want to be there no more. So they waived me, and that's when the Knicks picked me up. And Rick Pitino was the coach. I wanted to come in, and he also wanted me. So he's trying to negotiate my agent and the Utah Jazz organization, but they didn't want to let me go. And I just lost interest in everything, man. But that crushed me, man. But he tried to explain himself, but I'm all right.
No doubt, no doubt. Go TV said, the teammate that changed my life. This dude was special. Mount Vernon Pro League. I'll never forget that summer.
Mount Vernon. Yeah. That's right. That's right. Because I played against Gus and Ray was there. The school and Rodney McCray, Vernon Moore, Curtis Moore. He was a jumping. You call him Snoopy. He jumped at the gym. Curtis Moore, Vernon Moore. Who else was there? School and Rodney McCray. That's a memorable game right there.
Yeah,
wow.
I don't know who that is. Said Go TV. E Spot said, Carey, what's up? It's E Short. Eric Short.
Yeah. Eric Short. That's right. Oh, Eric Short. Wow, man.
Yeah,
He's another one. He's another one. Humble guy that didn't have no type of malice, just love me for being me, nice guy. He showed me a lot of his game. I like the way Eric played. He's played tall. He played like a Michael Ray Richardson. He's up. Magic was souped over. He played like a Dennis Johnson from Boston. Eric Shaw was a fisher. He was one of a kind of that 2-3. Very great player. Man, I like his style of play. Mom and he's played. I can compare him to Dennis Johnson, Michael Ray Richardson. Not Magic. Magic was slooped over when he played. I didn't like his game, but one who stood at Paul Pressey. These guys I can compare Eric Shaw to. Loved his game.
Paul Pressey was good. Your brother said Go TV. His name is Ron King.
Ron King.
Yes.
Let me give you a similar story about Ron King and Adrian Dantley.
I bet.
Adrian Dantley, all due respect me, and he would kill us. Adrian Dantley, knew. Yeah, but he had a short leg. He had arches in his foot because he tell me he have a limp like that. Ron King was just outright handicapped away, and he'll drop you on that leg and come up on you. Right. Ron King was one of a kind like that. He was one of a kind. The drop step was a masterpiece. Adrian Dantley had the same type of game. He would destroy you down there with that leg. And that's just his handicap. But he took advantage of the handicap, didn't look down on himself, and he just wasn't a crutch to him. He just played ball, and he just took it to another level, man. So these two guys had a similar story for their slight handicap a little bit, if you may.
Right.
It didn't stop them.
That's right.
That's
right. Tom Rivero said, did you ever get a chance to play with or against Eric Marbury?
No, these guys was the Coney Island legends. But Steph was one of my students. When I saw him, he was telling people this week his game from. So he was watching when he was a kid. But I think Donnie Marbury was one tough cookie, though.
Yeah, Don Marbury was tough. Yeah,
he was tough.
Another great basketball family.
Yeah, you see, out of Coney Island. So he was tough. I think I crossed him once. By that time, I had developed so much experience under my belt that, I would just again, I'll come back and show these guys, the little thing or two that I learned, But again, they had caught up in the streets and stuff like that. So, I did my part, share the best that I could, and hang on to what I was trying to accomplish in life. But they, have their own journey, and hopefully everybody's okay. And that's a beautiful family. I got to see Steph on Marbury. I got to see my little student right there.
Now, what about Hollis Copeland? Eric Kennedy said Hollis Copeland.
Oh, man, why y'all doing this? That's my love right there. Hollis Copeland, another one. He's seen this guy right here, man, that was willing to learn and listen. And these guys, if you wasn't listening, they wasn't talking to you. They wouldn't spend no time. Yeah, man, we know where you're going. But Carey, come here, Carey. They put me on their wing and show me, and wasn't taking me out to the clubs. They wasn't doing that. Drop me off home, and Eric Hicks dropped me off home, pick me up in this neighborhood, and meet me a block away and get in the car and take me home and make sure I got home. So these guys took time out for me. When you find somebody like that, you invest yourself in that. You can't save everybody, but there's one kid I saw, I kind of trying to help, change life. But now he got 25 life, but I try to change. But, some you can help, some you just leave them to God. But these guys, Hollis Copeland, George Johnson, we got Jackson from the BRC, Jocko, we got Vinnie Jones. These guys took time out for me because they seen a humble kid that was willing to learn, that wasn't going to waste their time. Hollis Copeland, man, that's another good brother right there. I thank him.
Can you bring the light closer to you? Is that cool? Can you bring the light closer to you? Because I can't see your face. If it's possible.
You can't see my face?
Yeah, because like it's a dark spot.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
There you go. No. That was good the way you had it. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. So there you go. Yeah. So, what was life like going down to Oklahoma? Right? Was Oklahoma,
man.
like what was that life like coming from New York City?
That was, see, I can't give you too much of the book, but that was a experience right there. Because I was supposed to go to Mobley Junior College. That I think John Crossan, Mark Jackson's agent, was telling me that's a good place to go because he's going to line me up to be my agent with Jerry Wilkins. Jerry Wilkins went to Mobley Junior College. I took a visit. It was a small little barracks type of place, but my coach, Ray Haskins, said, no, go to Oklahoma. It's better for you. My mother said, well, I trust you guys with my son. Make sure he gets his education. So I went there, and the deal that went through with Oklahoma from a flim-flam agent out of Queensbridge, he ends up on the campus of Oklahoma in EO Junior College. And he took me from there, charged with kidnapping, and told me he got paid to get me to Mobley, which didn't fall through. I didn't choose that. So I signed a letter of intent to go to Oklahoma, and he picked me up and took me back. So it was a big thing with the law enforcement, a big thing on the block, and whatever happens to them,
Wow, that's crazy.
Criminal charges with President Mother. It was a big thing. It's in the book. And I did 6 months. And my mother said, no, you're going to stay home, go to school with your brother Paul. And I came home and played with my brother Paul at NIU. I had 3.5 years left. I sat out. I had 3 years left. And I had to really buckle down and get some out of this, man, because I knew my books wasn't going to make it and not an odd job either, man. So I had to really go for it, man. I worked at Albee Square Mall in the stock room, Toys R Us section. And I said, this is not me. I'm not cut for this. So I gave it all all I can against Rick Smith, Otis Thorpe, Marcus Gaither, these guys from these Robert Morris, these guys that was Chipper Harris. These guys was great, and then Scott Layden, who was coaching Freddie Dixon, who was Coach Layden, the great coach, Frank Layden's son. He seen me. He said, Dad, you got to get this guy. You got to get this guy. He's what we need at the small forward position. So they went for Karl Malone, the draft, 85 draft, and I thought the Knicks were going to pick him because people in the forum.
All right, hold on. Before we get there, because we're moving way too fast, right? Because right after JUCO and you know, figuring out those odd jobs wasn't for you, you signed the letter of intent to play at Long Island University. You played there for 3 years. How was that coming home and finding a home and then actually being successful while you're at Long Island University?
It was a toss-up, man. Because LIU was stacked. They had a team in Roddy Carey. They had a crew, man. That, you know, they didn't need me. You know what I'm saying? But then they welcomed me with open arms, and I felt a little unease because Paul Lizzo, quote unquote, had, don't forget, the city champion, a great player from the Scurry family, which Coach Wattell would tell him about. And I guess you wanted to get above the 500 mark. I guess I know what they did the year before. Rick Wilson, Paul Scurry, Russell Davis, Eric Short, Jeff Merriweather, Earl Fuller, Robert Robert Smooth Cole, and Big Gus, and Rob Brown. They had a crew that they didn't need me. But I was an addition, which was, they welcomed me, and I just played my role. I got in where I fit in and just played a role. And then once Roddy got drafted, he went to Utah himself, and I just stepped up, you know, and a few people got injured, and I just, you know, they built the team around me. You know, I stayed healthy, and that's what happened. I had 3 years left, and I just, you know, and everybody didn't complain. There was no jealousy. Everybody, you know, everybody was senior letterman. They was on their way out. We got at least a year left. And I had like 2 years to really develop and play with. So the first year of my learning experience, learning behind Roddy Carey, Jeff Merriweather, they all taught me, you know, and I played a role. And I, you know, accepted to come on the bench. You know, I didn't come to steal nobody's spot, but it is what it was. Now, my vision was on going because, man, if it wasn't for the basketball, I would have been the hustler. I would have been on the street, man. Right. I probably wouldn't be too with you right now.
Wow, man. Let's talk about that progress, man, because, you know, it wasn't like you went there and you didn't do what you were supposed to do. The first year, you averaged 12.3 points a game. To the next year, you averaged 18.6. And then that following year, you averaged 21, right? So you could tell as the years was going on, you was getting better and better and more comfortable.
Wow.
At your position. And then, you know, once you start making a noise, start coming into your own, then you got noticed nationally. And this is why you got drafted in the second round by Utah Jazz during the time when it was 7 rounds, right? So
it was 7?
Yeah. No. I wasn't 7, but it was 7 rounds back then when you was getting drafted.
Right. Wow.
Right. And you went in the second round.
Yeah.
That whole process when you know, got to the NBA, what was the difference that you saw in playing in the NBA compared to playing in college?
I thought I wasn't ready, man. For real. I thought the 3 years wasn't enough for me. You know, and I wasn't ready. And I just took the chance. And I mean, when I took the chance, I forgot everything, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I slept, ate, drank, walked, talked basketball. You know what I'm saying? So the change was I was by myself. That was the only change. And no one's going to teach you anything. Here, they take time out, coach, give you a second chance. But in the NBA, if you don't know what you got to do by now, they can put you in the bench and get somebody else to do it. It's a business. It became a business. So I became business-minded, you know, doing some little tricks that Agent Danny did to me that I hated, but I had to adapt and go for self, and and the game just changed because now it's like a self-preservation. Everybody's, you gotta see the tricks that they do. I ran into altercation with John Stockton, Adrian Danny. Why'd you do that? And I see why. It was crazy. Let me tell you what happened. I snatched a rebound, right, from on the Lakers, and I took off on myself. I could bring the ball up. Don't forget, Coach taught me how to bring the ball up. And I got past the middle, and I hit Del Curry on the wing. He takes a three and hit it. John Stockton comes to me and says, "Yo, give me the ball next time." I said, "What are you talking about? I can bring it up too." He says, that was me and his little friction right there. And I saw the aftermath. And we started to develop a friendship there on that line when he threw an alley-oop that I caught that was going out of bounds, and I turned it into a resounding dunk. So we changed our attitude right there. Adrian Danley, he's in the post. I'm whipping the ball into him, right? But they double team, my man drops to him. He floats it back to me. So by the time I get the ball, my defense is on me, so I got to pass it back to him. Wow. So these kind of tricks, that they do to get the ball back. So I'm like, wait a minute, instead of whipping it back out to me after shoot the three, you just lob it. And I'm like trying to get the ball. So now I got to, I'm getting it and turn around because defense all on me. And so I have to whip it back to him so now he make his move. So there's tricks that I learned, with Kareem and stuff like that. Everybody's going for self.
Wow.
And that's the difference between the two games. I love the game. The game was beautiful and so in the whole, and my brothers, the Scurry brothers, and in 84 Park and Williamsburg, to LIU, and to Brevoort, these tournaments, it was beautiful. The love of the game was beautiful, man. And so I had to just let that go, and it became a business and cutthroat, and the referees, some of the players pay them, and it was a lot of business, and it was just cutthroat, man. I didn't like it, but I had to help my mom get that type of two-bedroom apartment and 340 Clifton Place, and try to, give her a better living, man. So I tried to do the best I could due to the circumstances, but that type of experience I had overnight.
Yeah, people don't realize the other side of basketball, pro basketball, right? There's another side, the politics, the mind games that they play. And it's a dog-eat-dog world, and only the strong survive. And you could be strong and something major or something small, depending on how much you have taken, can break you. So I've heard those stories. Kenny Anderson came on here and talked about the best time he had playing ball was in high school because it was pure. It wasn't about the business.
Sure, yeah. It's sad because it's a beautiful game, man. Taking the fun out of it, but I guess who benefits from it,
That's right. My guy Ron King said this guy's a great teacher of the game, humble, tells the story, keeps it real, always available to the kids of Game Over and the Brooklyn Stardom. He's family. Salute Eric Hicks and everything that he does for all the kids over there, man. This is awesome. Yeah.
Eric Hicks doing his thing over there, man. He's not only inspiring the kids to make a living, he's inspiring them to make a change. And they're changing. These guys, I go back, Caden, these guys have grown, respectful. Like, wow. So I owe Eric that. And he's one of the guys that believed in me. A scrawny little kid. He see me come pick me up. He just said, this guy can't play. When I got on that court, I changed his mind. He kept picking me up every day for the neighborhood, taking me places. You know what I'm saying? And I thank him for the opportunity and also for opening his doors to me to this day to talk to the kids about my story, and then hopefully it impact them, prevent them from going on the same road I took. So I think Game Over, and it's not just Game Over, it builds character,
Look,
that building. That's right. It builds character.
He was one of the first guys that supported the show. He gave me merch to wear every show, and he supplied me with trophies to give out to kids in the neighborhood and also to a couple of guests that I had. So salute to E. Hicks for everything he done, man,
Yeah,
and
salute,
still doing
yeah.
for the
Mike
community, man.
and also Mike Anderson as well.
That's right. Salute Mike. Salute Mike. Always, Mike's right hand partner is always there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who was the player that you grew up admiring in the neighborhood? Who was somebody that you wanted to be like when you was coming up?
Sam Worthing. Oh, my brother Dale, but then Sam Worthing took the cake because he did it all. He was 6'6", bringing the ball up, passing, and believe it or not, that's where Magic Johnson get his game from.
Say it again. Say it again.
That's where Magic developed his game from, copied his game from. He didn't want to admit it, but Sam Worthing was the player, and he just took me on his wing. And I'm looking for this guy to this day, and he helped me a lot. They'll just establish that aggressiveness, and standing firm and being your own man in the court. But Sam took me a lot, the handball handling, the court vision, he's a general on the court. And I took that, and that's why I was trying to let out the cage when John Stockton came to me and said, I could bring the ball up too. Like, wait a minute, what is this? He wanted to be, number one assist man. So he got that. You got that. But how'd you get it? You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not gonna, he's a Hall of Famer, but he got it his way. I hope he's happy with it.
That's
he
right.
Sleep with it.
We got our Sam, man, and that's all we need right there, man. New York City always gonna represent on that for sure. Yeah. Who was, besides Coach Haskins, who was other role models and people that you had in your life that kind of helped you along the way?
I say the whole of Brooklyn, man, because everybody, I was likable and encouraged something. Everybody, few guys on the block, especially my sister Linda and Coach Wattel, Artie Wattel. He believed in me. He followed me since junior high school 50 in Williamsburg, and he followed me all the way through. That's about it though. That really was there. I could turn to for a few pennies, and I go to these. They had night gym at LIU, so I was able to travel there with the little sisters and taking the bus. But a lot of them saw that. They helped me get to the gym. They helped me with socks, sneakers. So a lot of people, man, that they kept me on the straight now. Even the Brooklyn gangsters, Homicide and T-Bag, straight. No, it's real 50 Cent. No, you gonna play ball. He's come by LIU, told him, no, you play ball, you going somewhere. I'm like, what? Going where? I didn't want to go to the draft. I didn't believe it. So a friend of mine, Eric Kuso, bought me a Pierre Cardin suit. I'm like, where am I going? To draft for what? They ain't gonna draft me. They got drafted. And a lot of people were still sitting there. Johnny Newman, Oakley, they still sitting there. Why? Carey Scurry, Utah Jazz. What? Where's Utah? So, Carmelo crying. I'm like, so we it was amazing. I never thought that. I wasn't going to go to the draft. And my first agent was Earl Monroe. I'm like, wait a minute. And this is Alan Herman, who had Faye Dunaway and Ben Vereen and these big actors, So somebody seen something. I didn't see it. So, and this would happen, to recognize his dream, a gift, and just, take advantage of it, man. That's, I didn't live up to my full potential, but, my story could be different. My story, God had me planned to tell the story, to be alive today, to tell that part of the story. So that's greatness right there.
Because you didn't think you was going to be there. So you probably maybe wasn't prepared for the moment once it happened. You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't. I went, man, listen, I was running away, hanging out, didn't think about it. Just, what are you doing here? Go to the draft. Go to the draft for what? They ain't going to draft me. And I went late. Came in late. I saw Chris Mullins, Patrick Ewing, a lot of Oakley, Jay Nelson, a lot of guys, man, that was, I think Spud Webb. And I'm like, these guys, I beat these guys in Portsmouth and Chicago League, and Now I think LIU. They used to call LIU LI who. They never heard of it. So I did numbers. I didn't even think about the number. I never did look at the stats. You got 26 rebounds. I did that. 23 points. 20.
First of all, you had the stats that you had. You know, you had 1,000 rebounds in 3 years. That's unheard of. That's unheard of. You had 291 blocks, and with 1,400 points, all in 3 years.
Probably less than that. Yeah, and I just was just having fun. You know, not a care in the world. Just just having fun, wanting to be accepted. You know, wanted to go play CP. I wanted to keep up with Ice, Jerry Riddle. That's my boy. I love. That's my brother right there. So, he inspired me a lot to keep it going, keep pushing. He kept pushing. I kept pushing. So he kept me to the day we talked yesterday, and he inspired me to keep it going. That's the motivation.
Man, that's dope. That's dope. Do
yeah,
you
man.
Do you know about the NIL and the transfer portal and how this is benefiting players? What is your thoughts on players getting paid and able to leverage their talent?
Oh, man, that's great. That's great. And that'll benefit them because reality, we all don't make it. You know what I'm saying? Out of let's say 5,000 players, 1% really goes. And you got the European players, you got players. So we don't make it. So these kids are really striving to get their moms out of the neighborhood, and try their best to go. And that's good. It gives them an incentive to earn a little couple of dollars, while they're there. Make them feel good about themselves. Because it was robbery, man, because, now they're able to benefit from it. Because these universities, man, if you look at these universities, these college coaches are making millions of dollars, and these kids end up, thank you for your 4 years and being pushed back to the neighborhood with nothing to look forward to. Some of them, even myself. You know what? I did my research, in the 10th, 11th grade, 12th grade, these guys don't graduate. They're building new prisons. So, without kids. So these kids are being pushed through school. I'm going to tell you why. Because of my talent. I said mine. I was pushed through school because of my talent. And I say to the privately owned prisons, their hands off our kids because I'm one of them. I was pushed through school. So when I went back to go to school, I was 2 years behind. So the retired parents trying to help me get back into school, which was a tablet. A tab was $35,000. I mean, they owe me. You go and give me a free education because you owe me. So what do we do? That happened in my time. So what's happening to today's kids? They being pushed out with nowhere to go, and it's sad. They give them menial jobs, and so it's a good thing that NIL and these type of things they're benefiting from it now. This has been long demanded, making money off these kids and not end up with nothing, and and they need this support because after 5 years, an average player would become broke after 5 years after retirement. Why? Because lack of knowledge, how to build wealth, the value of a dollar. I didn't know any of these type of things. To this day, I still think agents got over on me because I wasn't smart enough to get, statements and learn. You know what I'm saying? So like that. So, I'm telling kids, reading is fundamental. You got to know how to read your contracts, how to do math, how to build wealth. You know what I'm saying? So things like that is very important. You never know what you're signing. There's incentives. The contracts look big, but you got to, some is guaranteed, half is guaranteed, half is not. But you got, incentives like you got to get a certain amount of rebounds, pay a certain amount of minutes to get the rest of the money. So they did tricky little contracts. These kids need to understand,
Wow. What was your transition like after basketball? Like once basketball is over and you had to kind of make that transition back into the real world, how was that for you?
It wasn't hard. It was hard. You know what I'm saying? That's it. I came from nothing, but my mom's, we as a single parent, she maintained us, not to look beyond our means. So it wasn't hard. I wasn't arrogant. I wasn't cocky. I came back around the way. Everybody, hey, Scurry, what's going on? I was one of them. So they welcomed me back. Scurry's all right, man. You're the best player we know. You're our hero. You're our legend. If I was a jerk and somebody don't touch me, get away from me, I know a lot of guys is like that, but they can't come back to the hood. It wasn't that hard because I came from nothing, and it wasn't, like I said again, the game changed, love of the game changed, so it was happy for me to get away. I did my best with that guy, came off a little something, and just I'm okay today. I can walk with my head up.
What made you decide to write the Hoopster's Journey?
This kid I saw one day when I was in my demise, in my dark place in my life. I saw him in 305 Park, and I just finished doing hand to hand. I saw a kid in the park, and he was shooting around doing this. I said, "Hey, kid, show me a triple threat in one motion." He said, "What?" I said, "Show me a triple threat in one motion." So I gave the ball. I passed the ball. He tried to do a triple threat, but it was like a mechanical, stand, go, pass. I showed me in one motion. See, some of the game I created myself, that got me over holding Magic, Michael Jordan, and Bird. So you had to learn as you grow in progress, because these guys was, they come off 3 or 4 picks, and Jordan would take a step before he put the ball down. So I said, "Hey, ref, he walked. I had to get back." So I learned how to run in the Mark Eaton. However, I was showing him some scientific part of the game, and I said, pass me the ball. So I showed him how to do it, and I said, "You got it?" And as I walked away, I stopped and turned back and said, "I don't care how good your crossover is or your jump shot. If your books ain't right, they'll never see you." Okay, got you. And I went on by my business. So sometime later, months or a year later, he said, "Mister, I'm doing good in school now." I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "I'm the kid in the park he was talking to." So I started crying. And I threw away my drugs, never used drugs again. That's like 20-something years now. And I just said, "You know what, I could be," because what happened with my car accident left me with pins in better than as we speak. So my comeback was with the Houston Rockets. Because I did a deal with Utah, with the DWI, to do some 700 community service and $400 in the 28 days program. So with the John Lucas program in Houston. So as I was there, I worked out with the Houston Oilers and had played against Akeem Olajuwon and his brother. So Don Chaney seen me. So they invited me to Summer League, and I MVP against the Lakers. They gave me a sign me, but I had 4 pins in my neck. So got discouraged with that. Then that's when the kids saw me in my own demise. I was just gave up on life, because that was my comeback right there. But after the car accident, and I said, "You know what? I could be a part of the game, not per se play, but I could talk to the kids."
That's right.
I said, "So let me get back that way." And I didn't want to stop playing. I wanted to play, but hold up, Carey, you're 45, 50 years old. You can't play no more. So snap out of reality. I got jealous of Jeff Green for the Boston. He had open heart surgery. I'm like, "Man, if he can do it, I can do it." So, no, Carey, don't get jealous, guy. Thank God for him. He can go do his thing. And I can just, be on the court, not per se playing, but just talking to the kids. So I give back that way. So that's how I formed the Hoops Journey with Kim Richardson, who wrote my story in the Daily News, September 2000. And that name stuck. So I just, got it copywritten. I just, Hoops' Journey.
Wow.
A Hoops' Journey. That's how I came up with that name in 2005. That one kid, and me wanting to change my life around.
Right.
And I really wanted to change. I really needed it, because I was going to a dead end. I was going down, man. I was going down fast, man. Nobody could tell me anything. And it hurted me. It hurt my family, especially my brothers, that we was the Scurry brothers, that hurted me. It hurted them to see me hurt myself. And they couldn't do nothing about it, because I wouldn't let nobody in. I had to do it myself. I said, "Nah, I got to do it myself." Everybody kept me grounded. Everybody put me on a pedestal. I was Carey after I came back home. "Scurry, what's up?" And, same old, went to the store, went to the laundry. The same old guy, nothing changed. And people didn't treat me no different, And I thank the neighborhood for that. Bedford-Stuyvesant and Ocean Avenue for that.
No doubt, man. Man, this is very, 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 very intriguing. If you could change one thing about your basketball journey, what would it be and why?
What would I change? Well, everything's decreed, but I would change that day I drank that drink in the car. That day. If I would have said, you know what, I'm gonna go home and celebrate this, go home and just, I didn't give myself a chance to sit down and, I should have went out with George, because he invited me to come out, George Gervin and his family, Jared and his wife, and I said, no, I'll see you later. I want to go out and celebrate because I beat the legend, the Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? So, that day I would just change that drink I had behind the wheel of a car. But other than that, I wouldn't change nothing because my story would be a hoopster's journey if it wasn't for my life experience, those things that happened to me in life. It wouldn't be a story. It wouldn't be a hoopster's journey.
No doubt, man, no doubt. Well, now we're going to get into our top five.
Top five.
All right. As you can see on the bottom, we got the Hoopster's Journey is going across the screen. So y'all pay attention and make sure when that book drop, y'all make sure y'all go pick that up, man. But in the meantime, we're going to get into our top five, the hardest part of the show. All right, Carey. Name the top 5 players, only 5 now, the top 5 players you played against.
Go with Magic, Bird, Jordan, Artis Gilmore, and Alex English.
Woo! That's a all-star 5. That's a Hall of Fame 5 right there, man. What about the top 5 players you played with?
Patrick Ewing, Karl Malone, John Stockton, Darryl Dawkins, Adrian Dantley.
Man, all right. this gonna be a question outside of the top 5. Name one pro who asked you bust. Besides, you already named George Gervin, but
I gave it to?
In the NBA, yes.
I was gonna say Bird because they took him out too fast. I dropped 13, but I say Dominique Wilkins.
Woo! What was that game like? And how much did you have?
That was crazy because he couldn't do nothing. I knew he didn't have no but a spin move, and I would just cut him off with it. I was quicker. I was just threw him off, and then he just couldn't do a Mookie Blaylock and Kevin Willis. They just dominated that game. But I was just locking him. He wouldn't go nowhere. I was right there on him. And he couldn't move without the ball. He just wanted that spectacular dunk all the time. And you got to get out of his way. You got to give it to him. I'm not giving you nothing. You know what I'm saying? So you got to earn it. And they were trying their best. Tree Rollins, they were trying their best, man, just to pry me off of him. I was locked on him, man. So that was the best game right there. And against Paul Pressey, I dropped 22. That was against Milwaukee Bucks, Terry Cummings and them boys.
Oh, yeah. That was tough. That was tough. All right. Last one. Top 5 basketball players in New York City history. Born and raised in New York.
We got Stephon Marbury, Mark Jackson, Jerry Reynolds, Chris Mullins. I mean, we're pro or just period?
Your top 5.
Sam
Your top
Worthy.
5.
Charles Jones. I mean, got so many. But
you only can pick 5. So Sam Worthington is it.
I did it then.
Yo,
Steph, Mark Jackson, Stephon Marbury, Chris Mullins, Sam Worthington. I don't know, Perkins.
Yeah, I had to throw a late tech on you for busting Sam Worthy ass, and then busting Bird ass, had to get him take out the game, and then the last person asked you said you busted was who again? Dominique Wilkins. That's crazy right there, fam. So let me tell you, man. Look, we used to hear about all of those stories, man, and we're so proud of you when you got drafted and to see you play in the NBA, being a kid from Brooklyn, New York, lived in Bed-Stuy, who would look at the TV and just dream of one day, even getting to that level, man. You helped us dream. You helped us work hard to get to that level. Even if we didn't get to that level, you was an inspiration for all of us to make sure that we at least tried our hardest and our best every night when we got in the court, man. So you wasn't a star in high school. You had to work your way up. And even when you was a star, you didn't realize you was a star. So, man, look, brother, for what you did, we want to say thank you, man. We want to give you your flowers tonight and tell you, man, you definitely one of the greatest players in New York City history, man.
Thank you. I worked, and I want to be remembered as an ambassador to the game of life, man.
No doubt.
That's how I want to be remembered. The ambassador to the game of life.
No doubt, man. We'll definitely appreciate you coming on. Paul, he made it. He made it, Paul.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to everybody who stopped through. Eric Kennedy, Todd Rivero, Paul, of course. My guy, Ballhead Buchanan, for stopping through. DJ Ayatollah Beats, appreciate you, man, for stopping through. Ron King, thank you, man. Go TV, salute to you. Eric E. Short, appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. Everybody, if you don't know, and if you haven't already did so, make sure you subscribe if you didn't do so. Subscribe, like, and share this with everyone. Yo, Carey, I'm going to send you the link. So you can send this out to everyone and just tell them, subscribe and just keep sharing it so you can share it to everybody in your family. We appreciate you all. Gina, thank you for coming through. Thank you for coming through. SMBLZ. Yes, she's in there too. I think she said that. Yes, thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you. Make sure you share this and send this out to everybody. Carey, thank you. I'm glad we can make this happen, brother.
Thank you.
Listen, I'm only here to
all
serve,
the basketball head fans. Thank you, guys.
Yes, definitely, man. All my basketball heads, please, if you haven't done so, subscribe and share this. Carey, stick around. I'm about to do my outro. Paul, appreciate you, brother. And we're about to get out of here, all right?
All right.
No doubt. Listen, there's going to come a time in your life when you stumble, right? But the message we all take from that is to get up, dust yourself off, try again. Because you can't succeed if you don't know how to fail. Our guest persevered through the tough times because nothing was given to him. He had to work hard to get on the Alexander Hamilton basketball team and then get reshaped in 6 months to prepare him for a life of a Division I player and an NBA player. A lot of times we don't know what life is going to choose for us. But when that moment comes, like my guy Chris Haney always say, you got to be prepared for the moment. My guy, Carey, dusted himself off and he got up again. And now is the game of life. And he said he wants to be an ambassador to the game of life. He wants to be the ambassador to the game of life. So we got to respect that. And you could be the ambassador of your life. Well, I'm about to get out of here. I am your host, Glenn Pooh Harding, and you've been watching Basketball Head Live, the podcast on NYC Basketball Network. Because we are the official home for New York City basketball. Like we always say around this time, peace. Don't forget to subscribe. Peace.